The top defensive moves, we're going to be going over them, my opinions. We have 6 defensive moves, some of which have been full-on abused. So we're going to be going over which ones I think are the best from worst to best. We have 6 of them. Instant transmission, explosive wave, after image, barrier, after image strike, and wild sense. So we're going to be going over each one of these, which ones I think are the best, how they're used, the utility, and why I think they're either good or overrated. So number 6, let's get into it. I got instant transmission. I know some people are going to be hurt about this one, but I'm going to be quite frankly honest with you. I don't think instant transmission is all that crazy. I think it's fun. I think you can throw off people. Had this been pre-patch, I probably would have put instant transmission up a little bit more because it was gimmicky and it was hard to find people because you would be locked off on the person when they used instant transmission. But if I'm being honest with you, it's so easy to escape it now. You could either just Dragon Dash out of the way and find the guy who just instant transmission behind you. Or if you have any one of these other defensive moves equipped, you can just flat out counter the instant transmission. Instant transmission cannot counter any one of these other defensive moves. So I think instant transmission, it's not even really a defense move, but it kind of falls under the umbrella of such because of these other abilities. You know, they're kind of all in the same family. But instant transmission, I think, is definitely one of the weaker ones, in my opinion. So I like it here at number 6. Number 5, this one's actually kind of cool. Barrier. Barrier, I think, is actually really solid. The only problem with it is that it's 3 bars of skill count, so it's not like you're going to be popping them all the time, but when you do get them, I think they're pretty solid. One little hidden perk of the barrier is that it can actually counter unblockables, which is insane if you think about it. So if you have Broly throwing his unblockable ultimate at you, you could just barrier straight through it and then you're just untouchable. So it is a sick move. Whis uses this move to the fullest capacity because he's such a slippery character. Whis uses Ultra Instinct, so it's just hard to get a hold of him. So when he combines that with Barrier, it's just all that much harder to get a hold of Whis and to do damage. So I definitely think Barrier is pretty solid. Not as crazy as the other ones we're gonna get into, but I think it's a pretty good one. Okay, number 4. This might come as a shocker because I know this is like a really, hot topic right now in the community, but I'm going to give this one to Wild Sense. I think Wild Sense is definitely annoying, but it's not like you can't counter it. It's every time you use Wild Sense, you kind of have to hope that it works, because if the person that you're fighting knows how to counter Wild Sense, you're kind of toast. So you're gonna get cooked. So I will say Wild Sense, it is annoying because it is 2 bars of skill count, which means you're popping it all the time. You're always gonna be loaded with a Wild Sense if you're a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Master Ultra Instinct Goku, but it's not that clean of a getaway. You do have that follow-up attack, and that follow-up attack means it's escapable. So I think it is definitely a spammable move, an annoying move, but I wouldn't exactly say it's the best defensive move. So I'll put that right here at number 4. Good utility. I mean, the 2 skill count bar cannot be denied. That's why this is like, such an annoying move, because you're always going to have 2 skill count bars. You're always going to be equipped with this if you're a Master Ultra Instinct Goku or Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. So you're just going to be popping these all the time. It escapes some super moves. It's hard to see coming all the time. So yeah, I think 4 for this is very solid. It's not an inescapable move, but I think right here at number 4 is pretty good. Number 3, giving this one after image. I mean, this is the perfected version of Wild Sense. It is a clean escape, clean getaway. You don't have to commit to that follow-up attack. It completely gets rid of that and just moves you out of the way of whatever attack you're evading with it. Characters like Hit use this for only 2 skill count bars, so you're popping it all the time. You'll be stocked, you'll be ready and loaded with that, and you're not committing to that follow-up attack that is the downfall and weakness to Wild Sense. just every bit as annoying as Wild Sense. Same skill count bars, but a cleaner getaway. Undeniably better in my opinion than Wild Sense. So I think it's sitting very comfortably at number 3. Number 2, this could be a shock, maybe, I don't know. Some people might have this down on their list. Some people might have this at number 1. But After Image Strike, it's undeniable. But this is a weird one, y'all, because the weakness is so exploitable now. I will say this time and time again. This is a defensive-oriented meta. I mean, Super Perception and Perception just completely dominate the game. They're such strong mechanics. I mean, honestly, I can see someone being more annoyed by Wild Sense than this because of how good Super Perception is, but After Image is still very strong. I mean, you just can't deny it. Again, this is such a weird one because, especially if you're a good player and you see someone commit to an After Image Strike, and you know how to use Perception or Super Perception, you can get him out of there quick. And then now he's got nothing. So you got the Super Perception counters, vulnerable to Ki Blast and Charge Ki Blast. It just, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can definitely get him out, but still, it is the better version of After Image by far. A lot of people still don't see it coming. You get multiple vanishes, you get multiple chances to escape with After Image Strike. I think it's very comfortably here at number 2. For me, I would understand if you wanted to bring it lower, but I think it's still really strong, really good, but it's not OP and it's not broken. If this were pre-patch, I would have for sure put this at number 1. I can't put it at number 1, but I do think it is pretty good here at number 2. Number 1, okay. Explosive Wave to me is top dog right now. This one, if you have fought a player who either likes to run away or a good player who just wants to get you off and reset the neutral, they can just do so just using an Explosive Wave. I mean, Explosive Wave is so strong, and unlike in BT3, you just don't have an answer for it. I mean, the movement needs some tweaking in this game, and the recovery options aren't as great as they were in BT3, in my opinion. So when someone throws an Explosive Wave in this game, you just gotta respect it. Some people take full advantage of that, and they'll use the Explosive Wave to get out and run away and play this keep away game, and the movement system right now isn't as strong as it should be, so they'll get out and then they'll just play you at range the entire game, and every time you get in, because Explosive Wave only takes 2 skill count bars, you're always going to have this stocked and ready to go. It's always going to be readily available, and you just do not have an answer for it, so you just have to respect it. They can stock up on 3 of these, so they can just throw 3 back-to-back Explosive Waves on you. I mean, it is a strong move. It's as strong as they come. I mean, it is every bit as annoying as some people find Wild Sense because you get those 2 skill count bars. But to me, it is far worse than Wild Sense because you just cannot respond to an Explosive Wave. At least with Wild Sense, you have an out. Explosive Wave, it'll push you back and you have nothing to do but respect it. So for me, I think it is pretty firmly at number 1, especially if a character like Jiren is using it, and he could just be a nightmare. But yeah, hey, I would love to hear your opinions. Do you think this tier list is correct? Do you think you have some other placements? I would love for you to make one in the comments section down below. I love getting your thoughts and opinions. I love reading your comments. They always mean the world to me, and they're very valuable. So yeah, definitely leave those. And I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.